When it comes to Xbox, it's not about exclusives, it's about ecosystems. I've been watching certain corners of the internet have a minor meltdown over the last 24 hours. Why? Well, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer did a small interview tour and reiterated what we've already known for the last year or more. There are no red lines when it comes to bringing Xbox published games to rival platforms. Now, to me, it sounds like another way of saying case by case, but people still seem to be a little upset. No red lines doesn't mean everything will release elsewhere, it just means that anything can. What people need to understand is that when it comes to Xbox, it's not about exclusives anymore, it's about ecosystems. Pundits have commented that Microsoft's gaming strategy has noticeably shifted since the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, but I'd argue it's been on this broader trajectory for a while now. Rather than relying purely on exclusive software to sell their hardware, they're taking an increasingly platform-agnostic approach. When we look at Xbox initiatives over the last half a decade or more, this bears out. Xbox Play Anywhere, cloud gaming, PC day-and-date releases for new games, and of course, Xbox Game Pass. All of these ecosystem additions are Microsoft trying to find a new way to compete in a home console industry dominated by PlayStation and Nintendo. Yet, for some reason, the gaming industry and Xbox fans routinely seem surprised. The Xbox hardcore express shock and dismay at the prospects that Xbox first-party games and stalwarts may end up on rival consoles. Why? Microsoft have been laying out these foundations for this approach for the better part of a decade. Am I the only one that's been paying attention? And they're not alone. AAA games take a lot of time, resources, and money to make. We're seeing PlayStation slowly start to embrace PC, with timeframes from exclusive console release to the arrival of their PC counterparts shortening each time they do it. We've just witnessed a Sony-published game arrive day and date on Nintendo Switch. The industry is changing, folks. Buckle up. Listen, I know Microsoft has a tendency to do things first, and they often plan for a future a little bit before the rest of us are quite ready to embrace it. Quite often, it doesn't work out for them. This time though, I think it might play out differently. This week, following Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer's interview tour, Xbox revealed their new advertising campaign, This is an Xbox, which again leans into the Microsoft's every screen is an Xbox mantra. The point being that you don't, in this increasingly digital world, need to invest in a specific device to enjoy Xbox games and content. Why are folks acting like this is a bad thing? Sometimes I get the impression that mainstream games media doesn't like Xbox or Microsoft very much. Referred to as the Xbox tax by fans, it is very true that most gaming media don't play routinely on Xbox, unless they have to. I thought it was a pretty neat ad, but reactions online from a variety of pundits seem to lead into the very tired Xbox is doomed mentality, some surprised that Microsoft are just coming out and saying it out loud. Even now in 2024, I regularly read articles or hear opinions expressed from professional games media saying that the Xbox brand is pointless and they have to stop announcing games and start releasing them, or even that this new approach is them waving a white flag of surrender. Surrendering to who? PlayStation? Nintendo? Steam? Or is it to the consumer who wants to choose how they consume their games and play them? Some have called the advertisement confusing because the other devices that aren't an Xbox console can't play everything an Xbox actually can. And look, you're right, the advertisement doesn't mean every device can play every Xbox game you own. But come on now, I know that, and I'd argue if you're watching this, you know that too. It's worth bearing in mind that this advert isn't for us, who I would consider to be well-informed consumers in the online gaming enthusiast bubble. It's for the market out there that doesn't care about consoles. The next generation of gamers that have grown up playing Fortnite or Minecraft or Call of Duty and maybe don't know that, hey, a lot of these games can be played on anything now. At this point, Folks really need to get over the whole console wars, hardware sales equals victory mentality. Phil Spencer himself said this back during the FTC trial for the Activision Blizzard acquisition when asked if Microsoft had lost the console wars by an FTC lawyer. As the console wars is a social construct with the community, I would never want to count our community out. They're big fans. But if you look at our market share in the console space over the last 20 plus years, we're in third place. We are behind Sony and Nintendo in console share globally. This is the one area where I feel Microsoft truly took advantage of their fanbase. They evangelized their hardcore community, and the parasocial nature of social media had hardcore Xbox fans thinking that this $70 billion purchase was for them, that it was finally going to turn things around and give them a win. Sorry folks, it's not for you. It's to feed the beast that is Game Pass, as well as giving Microsoft a foothold in the mobile gaming market, which makes more money than the console gaming market ever has. This is a new Xbox, one that's given up trying to play by the arbitrary rules and standards held over from the last 20 plus years of the home console market. And what's that saying about the definition of insanity? Trying the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results? Well, Microsoft have already been pretty clear about things. They've tried playing by the rulebook and it's not working for them. Now they're trying something new. And this new Xbox strategy is about being a frictionless, open and wide-reaching ecosystem that tries to entice players to join and stick around, regardless of what device they're on. Do me a favour and go through this little thought experiment for me. Here's my question to you. What's so bad about more players playing Xbox games, even if it's on other devices like traditionally rival console PlayStation? The answer is nothing. There's nothing bad about more players playing more games. And yes, I know exactly the objection you're going to make. What about the Xbox console hardware, John? Why would anyone buy a new Xbox now or in the future at all if they can get all of their games on PlayStation or PC? Phil has confirmed this week that an Xbox handheld is in the works, even if it's a few years out. And expanding further with Rolling Stone, he said, we'll definitely do more consoles in the future and other devices. Theorising as to why anyone would buy one is a worthwhile question. And the answer, I think, is the ecosystem Microsoft has spent the last decade building. As someone who regularly games across my Xbox Series X, my PC, and my ROG Ally, I enjoy the many great features that the Xbox ecosystem has championed. With Xbox Play Anywhere, my games come across with me to different devices, including my saves. I can stream games that I play to my handheld, be it locally or from Xbox Cloud Streaming itself. Cross-play, cross-progression, putting my choices first and the convenience of things are some of the reasons why I'd still pick up another Xbox. The kicker, of course, is the value aspect of playing on the Xbox platform, and the headliner there is, of course, Xbox Game Pass. Hardware is still an essential part of the ecosystem, and Game Pass, at least in its current form, can't work without a flagship piece of hardware to attach it to. The whole strategy revolves around Xbox Game Pass, with traditional high-performance hardware forming your core user base, whilst paving the way with multiple value adds and lower-cost ways to enter that ecosystem, even if it's via a different device. The end game is not how many boxes you sell, it's how many players you have. I'm still surprised, considering the state of this industry, that this is still up to debate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that we can let you know when we've got some fresh content. If you really love what XboxEra does, consider supporting us on Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. And we'll see you next time.